Well, though, so we're going to talk a little bit about redundancy. And I'm going to show off a few things and mention names. And by the way, Merry Christmas. I'm not going to say I'm like 3 days already with it, but Merry Christmas. So, redundancy. What do you need and you don't need? That depends on you and you alone. You'll have all kinds of people saying you don't need that much stuff. You'll have all kinds of people telling you need this, you need that. Now, if someone's suggesting you need this, it doesn't necessarily mean they're telling you what to do. But there are those folks out on their videos that are telling you the only way to survive is their way. Bull. If what you do works for you, yeah, do it. So, I'm going to talk about knives and who gave them to me. Because I have 3 belt knives. I'm that guy. I have a multi-tool pliers, the Leatherman, and I also have a Swiss Army knife. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that has 2 lighters in my survival bag. One was a Bic, one was not. I might actually have more than 2. I gotta sharp my survival kit and I gotta dig through this to keep in mind what I have. I also keep a lighter wrapped with duct tape in my pocket, which is not my pocket right at the moment. I'm inside and it's over there. So yeah, I'm that guy. I blame redundancy and some of it's sentimental reasons. Swiss Army knife I bought. I've used that thing. I love the saw on it. It's just long enough. I have saw some pretty, I would say thumb size sticks with that saw. I mean, that's a wonderful saw on a Swiss Army knife. I've had cheaper versions. That one was not a cheap one. In fact, I didn't know they were that great. But I was watching a Cobra Scorn video, was always using that saw. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. So I grabbed it. Or that particular one. I don't think they make that particular one no more. It's got the serrated edge for the knife, and that's the one I ended up buying. If I ever get another one like it, it's going to be the straight edge. It's a little bit easier to carve with than the straight edge is. In fact, when I do carving, there's a straight edge on the back of that knife, and I will do my best. And then you have my Leatherman multi-tool. I've actually been using it for. You're going to have people tell you don't need pliers in the woods. I think it depends what the heck you're doing. I've used this thing out in the woods. I've used it for other things around here. I like my multi-tool. And I'm going to continue to use that thing. It's been right in my pocket here lately. And I've been keeping my Swiss Army knife and my survival kit. That sucker was given to me by Charlie. You guys got to see him on my YouTube channel. Him and Andrea. Good people. They gave him more than that, but this is a knife show and tell type of video that I have. I don't have them all. That's all over there. The pocket stuff is. So this is where I put it. It's all organized in the bed on the table. So let's talk about Tom Ritter. Back when I had Cal's Trucks and Travels, and I think I got some people that know what I'm talking about. I met him on YouTube, of all things. And I don't know who commented on whose video first. I think he left me the first comment on mine. I saw his channel and I was like, cool. And it went back and forth. To the point we actually became friends on the comment section. And it started getting a little too personal. I'm like, do you have Facebook? Then we started talking on Messenger. Got along great. I think we were calling each other brother before we even met. But back then I was carrying a Walmart Paracruz. I didn't know nothing about knots. In fact, I even did not carry cordage because I just didn't know any good knots like I do now. And now I don't have bungee cords because I know the knots. Bungee cords are quicker though. I'll tell you that much. And so are tarps. I still like sleeping under tarps. I got a tent, but I also have a rain poncho. And I do have a tarp that's more of a ground tarp than anything. So, I decided in 2019 to go to Pennsylvania and settle down for a while. Most of y'all know what's going on with that. Things just didn't work out in Pennsylvania. My restless spirit wouldn't leave me alone. So I went from job to job, all that good stuff, blah 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 blah. I finally just gave up and left. Things happen. But while I was in the area, me and Tom Murray got talking. He goes, "What part of Pennsylvania you in?" I told him. And he's like, "You're not that far away from me. Would you like to meet?" Sure enough. I mean, he was far, but he wasn't too far. I can't say I could hit him with a rock. In fact, he came out, he kind of was like, I don't think she was impressed by what he said, something about deliverance, or she never heard of it. She's not a horror movie fan. That's where I knew exactly what he was talking about. Because he was like, "I hear a banjo." And I'm like, it took me a minute. I'm like, huh? I hear a banjo. He was talking about deliverance. Because dirt roads, boonies, we had neighbors, but out there. And we met for the first time. And then the second time we saw each other, I went to his place. And he gave me a bunch of stuff because he just wasn't using it or couldn't use it. He's laid up. That's between me and him, what he's laid up with. If he wants to tell the story why he's laid up, fine. I'm not going to do it. That's between him. Angela's the one that takes care of him. That's between him, her, and her he wants to tell. But anyhow, when I say he gave me a bunch of stuff, he gave me a bunch of stuff. I think the back seat and the trunk car were being used because he gave me so much stuff. And it's unfortunate I left like that because I couldn't take it all with me. Between what I bought off self-reliance outfitters, I'll swear by that company anytime soon. I don't care what people say. I don't know Dave Gamberry, but I do know he will test this stuff. And he's tried to explain the China thing. Everything's made in China. But he's the guy that will test this stuff before he sells it. And to me, that's a given. And if you test your own stuff before you sell it, because it's got to survive what you do to it. And there's a select people that get to test that gear. Yes, it's made in China, but you go to Walmart, your cell phone's made in China. That's just how it is. And it's probably made in other parts of the world too. Quite honestly, I got something laying on my bed right now from Taiwan. I'm going to show it off here in a minute. So yeah, definitely go check out Tom Murray. He's got Facebook. He does have a YouTube channel, but he's not on it. His older one got hacked, I believe, and he recreated it. I'm not sure what's on there, so let's go check him out. I'm going to pay him a visit after I'm done here. Another one to check out. SD Mountain Man. Now, Tom Murray's also on Facebook. Go check him out there as well. SD Mountain Man, Scott Gavin. Scott Gavin on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah. No, not Twitter. I'm sorry, the other one. One I was on, got rid of it because I didn't like it. On some other social media, I said Twitter because I'm thinking about Twitter. That's now called X. I don't know. Too much social media. I stick with Instagram and Facebook. I tried the other one and didn't like it. TikTok. I knew it started with T. TikTok. Scott Gavin on the social media part. SD Mountain Man on YouTube, which I guess is social media. Really cool person. I got to meet him and his wife both. Cool people, decent people. And when I met him, he gave me all types of stuff too. I don't know if this knife was made for this or not. I do know the knife is custom made, so there's not a brand on it. I don't know if he bought it or it was made for him and then given to him or where he won it. I have no idea. I'm not even sure who made the knife. He told me. But it is a carbon. Carbon steel knife. It helps if I get my thumb off this part. Like, it ain't that tied up in there. But he gave me this knife. That is carbon steel. Does have a 90-degree spine. You can strike a ferro rod with that gun or however you want to do it. I have. I'm not going to tell you about those knives. This is just me being me. I have baton with this knife. Usually thumb size is a little bit bigger, so I stick with baton knives. Anything after that one, hatchet. Or a really big knife for them too. This thing does weigh. Not sure how much it weighs, but it's got some heft to it. Now I'm not mentioning the name here, and he's not a YouTuber. He's a Facebook friend I met. Either A, I didn't have this in the plastic at the time, or it wasn't wrapped up good enough. I was over in Erie, Pennsylvania. I believe it. Yeah, Erie, Pennsylvania is where I was at. I didn't remember what state Erie was in. Not enough sleep. But anyways. And I went to take this knife out to show. It's carbon steel. You don't get carbon steel wet. If you get it wet, you better dry it off. The case was wet too. I gotta figure out how I'm supposed to waterproof this, or have it done for me. I now have a yellow dry bag thanks to Chad Adair. He gave me other stuff too. I don't want to get off topic because I'm not going to start rambling. What he did to get rid of the rust was stick it in white vinegar that soak, and then he scrubbed on it for me. Then he ran it through a knife sharpener. Now I don't think he did the angles on it. I don't know about the angles either, but it was one of those pull-through ones. And that's the only way I know how to sharpen knives as well. So go check him out, SD Mountain Man. Really cool people. I got to camp with him. And I got to spend a lot of time with him. This really cool dude. Him and his wife both. It's really cool people. In fact, I got a funny story about his wife. We were on those campgrounds. And I was off doing something. Now I kind of met the neighbor camper. She'd been there before I was. And she had shared an ice cream. Well, she had 2 ice cream cones. I'm not saying we shared one ice cream cone. I know the lady. I said yes, I'd like one. Well, the next thing I know, about a few days later, I'm still in the same area of the campground. We had to change over. And those people never showed up. But anyhow, Chris, that's his wife's name, Chris. She left a McDonald's bag, burger, fries, inside my tent. Or inside the tent they were letting me use. And I'm trying to figure this out. Like, first of all, who leaves McDonald's for me in the tent? I was wandering around the campgrounds. I was getting firewood from the woods, which I was told is no, but the guy said, I'm not going to make a beef about it because you're actually helping new growth in the woods. Because you're not supposed to do that, they were going to make a big deal out of it. He was cool. The guy around the campgrounds. But she did. She left me at McDonald's and left me wondering who's leaving me food. I mentioned the neighbor camper that I thought was her. And thankfully I didn't say anything. She wasn't there at the time. Or I probably said thank you and been the wrong person. To find out that Chris was the one that left me McDonald's. So I thought it was funny. It left me wondering, who the heck? And she had come to tell me that I had to move across the street because that one had been reserved. Alright. Like I said, go check out SD Mountain Man on YouTube. And Scott Gavin, Facebook, TikTok, not Twitter, but TikTok. And Instagram. Go check him out. Another one, Harshman Hills, has a YouTube channel. In fact, I just saw an application for him. He does something different every time in his YouTube videos. Where he's out shooting a gun. Or making fire starters. Or he'll say it. Well, no, he won't. I'm not saying it. Try and burn his garage down because he makes it on fire. Something about burning himself. He says something. Leave in the comment section, Harshman Hills. But his name's James Inkling. I think he does TikTok. I'm not sure about that one. You have Facebook and Instagram with him though, James Inkling. But Harshman Hills on the YouTube. Definitely go check him out. Really cool stuff on his YouTube channel. And he gave me more than this paracord when I met him. You guys seen the backpack, the gray one. He also gave me more. I was just spending paracord off today. He also bought me breakfast, which wasn't much of a breakfast. I had done it before he got to me. So I had something sweet. He had breakfast. Oh, and I had coffee too. You know me and coffee. I like my coffee. But anyways, he gave me this more. You guys see me use it. And it's a great knife. I've been using this thing. You guys see me use it. It's a good knife. I bet you darn skin a fish with it. I bet you darn probably take an animal with it if I had to. All that good stuff. But definitely a good carving knife too. I think they can make a smarter than this. Mora's just a good knife brand anyways. Budget friendly. And for it being budget friendly, a really great knife. Now, this here is their knife. There is no brand on this sucker, so I have no idea. The one I showed you from Scott Gavin, SD Mountain Man, has no brand, it's custom made. Now, Mora is the only knife I know is a Mora because it is a brand name knife. And this one is too, I bet, but it don't say it on the knife what it is. It's probably on the package. It didn't come with the case, so he did what I did. I did this years ago myself. I found a knife laying on the ground. Did not have sheath to it, so I made some. I keep on meaning to rotate. This one rides in a dry bag with my carbon steel knife. This one here stays inside my pocket. I just want a knife handy. I can get to it without dig through stuff that's already in a dry bag. But anyhow, there we go. Now I do not remember his name. And before I show you this knife, I'll tell you the story behind it. Most of y'all know I live a hobo lifestyle. I hitchhike to get around. I work when I can. Right now I'm working for this place to stay and some food. I don't always work for money. And though he did give me a little bit. But anyhow, he picks me up and his wife. Got me into Indiana from Ohio, I believe. And he stops, and for some reason we're on topic of knives. And he literally asked me for a penny. He goes, "You got a penny?" Well, he didn't ask, that's how he put it. "You got a penny?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I got something for you." Well, this is what he got. And he must have saw the look on my face because there is an old wives' tale. So he told me this story. A penny for a knife means that friendship can never be severed. I'll say it again. And I'm going to say it a little bit different this time. I gave a penny for a knife. That friendship can never be severed. Now here's what's unfortunate. I don't know his name. Man, that one time and his wife both. Seemed like very decent people. So, and they made sure I ate too. Which was cool. I like eating. In fact, she's the one that told me as I was discussing my age and how old I might look to some people. I ain't going to say usually inside of McDonald's, Burger King, and usually get a senior coffee. And I ain't no senior. I'll be 50 January 14th. I feel saying that, but 1976 when I came around, they were so old. But he gave me this knife for a penny. Friendship will never be severed. I like that story. Anyhow, it's a good knife. I haven't used it. In fact, I've been putting an edge on it. Now, how I put an edge on knives. Now, I saw her subscribe to my channel, so hopefully she'll watch it. I think I'm Facebook friends with both of them. I'm going to post this on Facebook. You two, if you're watching me, please give me your names. It was just that one time meeting. And I'm horrible with names. So, the way we sharpen knives here. Now, I mentioned Chad Adair. He's not a YouTuber, but he does have Facebook. At least I hope I mentioned him. If not, Chad Adair is a friend of mine. Facebook friend first time I met him. Has dogs, loves dogs. I'm cool with that because I love dogs myself. He's got good dogs. And he's the one that took the rust. So when I showed up, I may have mentioned this, I might be repeating myself, but I'll make sure I do mention him. When I came to him with this knife, not knowing it got so wet they had rust on it. I didn't nearly have it wrapped up in plastic I had wrapped up in, or the plastic wasn't wrapped up good enough. So I was using a store bag. He's the one that gave me that yellow, I'll think of it here in a minute, dry bag. Makes everything waterproof. Keep my clothes in it, and I keep this tucked up in my clothes. Along with this knife. This knife is lightweight, small enough that it sits in my side pocket. So, Chad Adair gave me this too. Knife sharpener. And I have a small one. I think it might be. I figure when I carry a knife into the woods, I might as well have some type of sharpener. A smaller one to pull it through. I'm not sure if that's not the strop part of this knife. It's white. And that's what you sharpen your knife on. I have no issues with this. I know some people are like, oh, it's a gadget. Well, when you're not good at sharpening knives, you use what you have. Now, Mike Sanders. Not a YouTuber, he's got Facebook. And you'll see a lot about deer because that's what he does. He has land. People pay him to go on that land. And he has deer on his land. He feeds them. Just like he would cattle. He has hunting stands. He lets people hunt on his land. He deals with game wardens and whatnot. They inspect him. I kind of heard a phone conversation once, or he was talking to somebody that were next to me, saying that he had to do something to make sure they had a license and had to prove it to the game wardens. He's the one that gave me this thing. And I like this, but this actually does a pretty damn good job. What's it called? It is called Edge Maker Pro. Now I've been pulling this knife because it has an edge on it, but it needs more of an edge. I never can get my knives ready sharp. I get them sharp enough that I won't hurt myself using it. But just take it, and I've been doing this just like that, and I have to put more of an edge on this knife. I'm out in the woods today, meaning to actually take this knife with me. And I forgot I was already wearing this and it came with me. So folks, that's all I've got. Like I said, you do what you want. Don't let these other YouTubers, they're making videos saying you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, do what works for you. We're all different. We're individuals. We don't have to be the same. Well, folks, I think I've rambled on for almost 25 minutes. I'm out of here. First of all, you guys have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe out there while you're traveling around, visiting family and friends. Another thing we can do, and I'd be greatly appreciated, is hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell when you stay notified. Please leave me a comment. I do enjoy and appreciate the comments. We all learn off each other. Another thing we can do is share the video out. And I'll try to do the same thing sometime. I forget what I'm doing. So, been getting better about here recently. But again, Merry Christmas and I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.